and thank you so much for joining me today. This year, we have seen some incredible SNAP innovations rolling out. Things that can help you save money on healthy food, keep your benefits safe, use them better, and so much more. These improvements are making a big difference for people all across the country. So today I want to explore these trends together and see how they could shape the future of SNAP and even help you. So first up, let's talk about the restaurant meals program. We get asked questions about this all of the time, and it is expanding, but we need to kind of talk about what it is and who's eligible and so on. So this is the part of the food stamps law that allows certain people to buy restaurant meals with their SNAP food benefits. This means that some people can buy meals from McDonald's, Subway, Jack in the Box, sometimes even dine-in restaurants like Denny's and other places with their food stamps benefits. Now, of course, there are a lot of limitations on this. In order to be eligible for the RMP, you need to be unable to cook your own meals at home and either be over the age of 60, disabled, or homeless. It's not something that just every EBT user can do. The other limitation is location. Even though this rule is part of the federal food stamps law, each state can decide for itself whether or not to enable the restaurant meals program in their state. So far, only a handful of states like California, Arizona, and Illinois have chosen to enable the restaurant meals program in their area. Well, here's the trend. That list has been steadily expanding in recent years. New York is the latest state to join in. They've started introducing this program in certain areas to test it out. So right now, it's only available in New York City and Rochester, but they're hoping to expand it to other areas soon. It's definitely interesting to me that more and more states seem to be noticing that this program is really valuable and helpful for those who don't have the ability to prepare meals at home. I know when I started reporting on this, there was only just a very few states that are doing it, and we keep adding more and more states, it seems like, in recent years. Anyway, I know a lot of you have asked in the comments about when this is going to come to your area, and the truth is that I don't know. But I do know that we've seen more and more states joining in, and there seems to be a momentum here, and I think that's a hopeful sign that this program will keep expanding. Now, another cool thing about the New York program specifically is that they're also including a 10% discount on restaurant meals purchased with EBT cards, which definitely helps stretch those benefits farther. Now, of course, any restaurant that accepts EBT benefits through this program has to go through strict processing procedures. They have to sign agreements with the state. They have to become federally authorized to accept those benefits, and they have to get the necessary equipment to process EBT transactions. So even when this program becomes available in your area, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will work at every single restaurant. For a list of participating restaurants, you'll need to visit lowincomerelief.com/RMP. Now let's talk about those rebate and incentive programs that we've seen popping up recently. I think this is really exciting, and I'm hoping that we'll see this expand to more areas soon. A lot of states have started giving EBT users more money to spend when they purchase healthy fruits and vegetables. Usually they have to be locally grown, and there's limitations on salt and things like that. But these incentives put money right back onto your EBT card if you buy the right products at the right stores. Now, programs like this are popping up all over the place, and it's hard to keep up with the list because they're popping up so frequently. But here are a few to keep an eye on. In Colorado, you can get a dollar-for-dollar match when you spend your money on eligible fruits and vegetables at participating markets. You can get that match on up to $20 worth of products at a single time, and you can be reimbursed for up to $60 in healthy food choices every single month. You just need to buy the right things at the right stores. In Rhode Island, they have a similar program called Eat Well, Be Well. This program gives you 50 cents back when you spend $1 on qualifying fruits and vegetables, so it's not exactly 100% cash back, but you can earn up to $25 in extra benefits each month from this program. Now, this program only works at certain retailers, but those include all Walmart and Stop and Shop locations in the state, so it is actually pretty convenient. In Washington, the SNAP Produce Rewards program can give you up to $50 in extra EBT benefits every month when you make eligible purchases. Now, it's important to note that these programs are different from the double up dollar matching programs that we've discussed in other videos. There are all sorts of ways to double and sometimes even triple the value of your EBT benefits, but you can get the details on all of those at lowincomerelief.com/doubleup. In fact, this is really exciting. This is another one of our trends to keep an eye on. There is a new, sorry, I said it wrong. There's a new SNAP Smart Shopper app that is expected to debut later this year. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but it's going to help SNAP shoppers download digital coupons and buy food at a discount. I am really excited about this one because the goal is to reduce food waste and help solve hunger by allowing low-income shoppers to buy excess food for a fraction of the usual cost. Now, the app is being designed by the same people who founded Priceline, which is a website that helps people find cheaper plane tickets, hotels, rental cars, that sort of thing. They claim that this new SNAP Smart Shopper app won't just help people find food that's close to expiring. There's already apps that do that. This app is also supposed to help identify excess food early on in the supply chain so that SNAP shoppers can get a deal if a store has any extra SNAP eligible products. The app will just show those discounts to you right off the bat and help you save more money. But that's not all either. This app is supposed to do way more than just offer discounts. It's also going to include helpful tools, educational content about healthy food choices and recipes and things, meal planning tips, and even AI-powered features that can tailor recommendations to your personal shopping habits. It will be like having a personal grocery assistant in your pocket. Now, the program was funded through the American Rescue Plan Act, and they've decided that Delaware will be the first state to test this out. If all goes well there, Hawaii is expected to be the next state to get to try it out. And then if everything is still working smoothly, they're hoping to expand it nationwide. I think this is a fabulous idea because it addresses both affordability and accessibility. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this program grows and how it's able to help people. So you can bet I'll be sure to keep you updated on its progress. I am having a hard time with words today. Okay, so now let's discuss the introduction of chipped EBT cards. I know we've talked about this before, but they are coming right away in California and Oklahoma. This is a huge advancement that will help protect your benefits from theft. Now, of course, traditional EBT cards have relied on those magnetic stripes, which are shockingly vulnerable to fraud techniques like skimming. Skimming is where thieves install little data readers on payment terminals, and then as soon as you swipe your card, they copy your card information and they can make a new one and do whatever they want with it. You've probably noticed that most of your debit and credit cards have switched to chips instead of magnetic stripes. And there's a very good reason why. It's just a much more secure way to process those payments because it's harder for thieves to copy that data. Now, of course, EBT cards haven't bothered to upgrade, and that's why thieves have been making off with billions of dollars in stolen EBT benefits over the last few years. Because SNAP still uses that same old magnetic stripe, it has led to significant financial losses for countless people nationwide. Now, to combat this, California and Oklahoma are upgrading to EBT cards equipped with chip technology. These chips will enhance the security by generating a unique transaction code for each purchase, which makes it a lot more difficult for fraudsters to duplicate, which makes it harder for people to steal your benefits. It's nice to know that your SNAP benefits will soon have some of the same protections that debit and credit cards have, especially if you live in those states. California is expected to issue those cards in early this year. Oklahoma is expected to follow suit sometime around summertime. Congressional lawmakers have been pushing the USDA to introduce this change nationwide, but so far they haven't taken any federal action, but I'm hoping we'll see more states move this direction. We will get there eventually, I'm sure. I'm just not sure why it's taking so long, because we really need to get those thefts under control. Now, like I said, as more states implement these enhanced cards, we can hopefully expect to see a substantial reduction in EBT-related theft and fraud, because those benefits really they need to stay with the people who actually need them, right? These thieves don't. Anyway, I'll stop ranting about that. Now let's turn our attention to the Farm Bill, which is a critical piece of legislation that plays a huge role in shaping SNAP and other food assistance programs. The Farm Bill was actually due for renewal 2 years ago almost, but Congress has been having a hard time deciding what should be done about it, so they've just been passing these continuing resolutions to keep its provisions in place while they figure it out. That means that while the current system is still functioning, it's way overdue for an update. The full update is supposed to happen by the end of September, but again, we've seen this deadline pushed back again and again. But when that update finally does happen, it's probably going to bring major changes to the SNAP program. Here's why this matters. The Farm Bill is essentially the blueprint for how SNAP operates. It sets the eligibility rules, the funding levels, and even guidelines for programs like the Restaurant Meals Program and some of the incentive things we've been talking about today. The Farm Bill is the big deal legislation that kind of controls the whole program. So if a new Farm Bill is passed, it could introduce significant changes to how SNAP works, for better or worse. Sorry, I am really struggling today. There are all sorts of speculations about what adjustments we might see in a new Farm Bill. And people are talking about changes to benefit levels, eligibility rules, all sorts of different things. But of course, that's all speculation because it's hard to say exactly what will happen. But the one thing we do know is that SNAP is always evolving and that the Farm Bill is the driving force behind those changes, and it is way, way overdue. September will mark the 2 years past the official deadline, and with a new administration taking over this year, there's growing pressure on lawmakers to finalize the new legislation. We'll be keeping a close eye on this as the deadline approaches, and of course I will update you as soon as I know more. For now, it's just important to know that if and when that Farm Bill is updated, it's going to have a massive impact on all things SNAP, and that is something that we could see happen this year. So in the meantime, be sure to check out our other videos for more ways to save money and get free stuff.